Hello, everybody. Welcome to the lounge. Hope you're all having yourselves a good week. I have a variety of topics lined up for you guys today. The first of which, some of you guys asked me what's with the plant that appears kind of off camera. So let me just turn the camera here. There it is. And what that is actually is a philodendron that I've raised ever since it was a lot smaller than that. Currently, it's taking over the living room, so sometimes you guys might see that thing in the background. So there you go. It's a philodendron. Good plant, low maintenance. Check it out. Other than that, as to how my week has been, it's been sort of a mixed one this week. There's been some bad news. For instance, my grandma passed away, great grandma. At one time, she lived with us when I was a kid, but she was 98 years old, had a nice long life. She was a World War II vet. She was a medical doctor, a female medical doctor way back in the 1940s, which I think is a bit of an achievement. So good, happy life. Other than that, I've had some YouTube strikes as well. That's been causing a little bit of aggravation. In fact, right now, this is what my strikes page on the main channel looks like, and that's not even all of them. I keep submitting appeals, the appeals keep coming through, and then I get more strikes. So we'll see how that all goes. Thank you to those of you who migrated from the main over to this channel. This is the channel where we talk everything but shop. And on the bright side, this is nothing like when I was getting strikes in 2013 or whatever. None of the content is in danger. All of the content is backed up to more freedom respecting platforms such as BitChute, the WeedTube, stuff like that. And in other news this week, I've been really excited about the SpaceX Starship launch. I've been talking about the Starship on this channel since 2017, back when it was known as the BFR. And now we're finally getting full-blown tests where it's going to fly up into the sky about 12.5 kilometers and then land back down on the ground. Far more significant than the 150-meter hop that it did a few months ago. And yesterday they aborted it with 1 second to go. As I'm recording this, I'm actually watching the live stream and they're hoping for another trial today. Hopefully it goes through, and if so, that's another big advancement in spaceflight, which I'm excited about. Some more good news this week, though, has been the markets. The stock market has been incredibly friendly lately. A whole bunch of good days in a row as there's a constant drip, drip, drip of positive vaccination news, and there's a constant drip drip of new administration news. So that's kind of been helping the markets out. But the reason I wanted to bring this up is about a year ago on this channel, I made a stock recommendation to buy US Steel Corp just because it happened to be at a low point and it's a very manic stock. Just wanted to pass on to you guys that I have let go of my shares of US Steel Corp this week. Nice gain of about 65, 70% from the point I bought them 1 year ago, but I don't necessarily know that it's going to go any higher. So I just wanted to let you guys know that I've let go of that position now, just so that none of you are hanging on to it based on that old recommendation. Otherwise, yes, I have been buying Bitcoin and other cryptos, particularly Ether and Litecoin, quite aggressively over the past month or so. I'm still buying every single dip. And to those of you who might be a little bit newer to crypto and dealing with crypto, I highly recommend that when you buy it, you wait for these violent, brief dips that sort of only barely are visible on a 1 week chart. Those are really the buying opportunities for things like Bitcoin, and they come up fairly often. Do not buy at high points. Do not buy when the price is slowly running away minute by minute. That's a common beginner error when buying Bitcoin. And if you want to play around with crypto, I recommend Coinbase. I'll link to it down in the video description. And if you use my link to sign up, we both get a little crypto if you trade. So that's always good. And finally, the other thing I wanted to bring up was that Attack on Titan final season has begun, and I am very excited about it. it is probably my favorite anime, or definitely in the top three. So far, it has just begun airing, first episode's out. I watched the opening for it, just the opening. I'll link to that down in the description as well. And I gotta say, I wasn't digging the opening. It was a really weird one, but I'm not going to judge the whole show by that opening. Just to give you guys a brief synopsis, Attack on Titan is about this small kingdom inside these three concentric sets of walls, and beyond the walls are man-eating titans that have supposedly taken over the whole earth, and only this kingdom remains, and the whole show is about where did these titans come from? How did these walls come to be? What's really going on? And it's a terrific show that takes you some really weird places as the seasons go along. And I actually feel that Attack on Titan is a terrific analogy for all of 2020. Like the way people have reacted to 2020 and dealt with COVID has been really, really similar to the different factions in Attack on Titan, the Survey Corps, the Interior Police, and the Garrison. Kind of interesting. I think that deserves its own episode, but I'll save that for a little while. And if you haven't watched Attack on Titan, check it out. But yeah, on that note, that's kind of all that's going on with me this week. Hope you're all having a good one. Subscribe, hit that like button to catch that analogy episode at some point, and we'll see you then.